You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
I want to again announce that I will be leading a protest march against Tribulation Trump at the Trump Towers on 5th Avenue and 57th Street on the 4th of July in the year 2019. The purpose of this march and protest against Tribulation Trump there at his New York City real estate base is to inform the world that Trump needs to be unseated, that he is an illegal president, he's an unconstitutional president, that he is widely known even among Republicans as a con man, but more specifically, that he did not legally win the 2016 presidential election. He did not win it legally. What we saw happening with the Russian interference is that the Russians were able to impact at least 126 million people on Facebook with phony ads that alluded to or that were lied about, that were falsely claimed as ads by Black Lives Matter or ads by some other white nationalist, white council group. And neither one of these groups posted these ads, but they stirred angst among the groups in a racial way, and then they went at politicals as well. The IRA, the intelligence research agency employed by Russian cutouts, along with WikiLeaks and Julian Assange, in the hacking process that the IRA was able to do. But in addition to that, they were able to at least reach 126 million Americans with phony information on Facebook that Mark Zuckerberg ought to be shot for allowing such to happen. Now, Tribulation Trump won the 2016 election. Tribulation Trump won the 2016 election with only 75,000 votes that gave him the Electoral College cash that would cause him to win the election. He lost the popular vote. Now, the total number of people that voted in the 2016 election was somewhere around 130 million people that actually went to the polls. But the Russian intelligence agencies that were in favor of supporting Trump were able to reach with erroneous ads, with lies, and with propaganda, 126 million Americans. You cannot tell me that of the 126 million Americans that the Russian interference project was able to reach, that they didn't influence at least 1 or 2 million more of Americans to vote for Tribulation Trump, because that is what their program was. Trump is an illegal president, and he doesn't even have president decorum. The spirit of the presidents will not rest on him. He acts like a thug, like a mobster. He acts like some sort of a godfather. The spirit of the president says, hell no, we reject Trump. All the acumens that belong with the president and all the better angels that follow the presidency, and all of those better angels that pray to lead and guide America, its military, its economy, all of that will not rest upon Tribulation Trump. They don't go anywhere near him. So he acts like a rhinoceros in a china shop. He's not the president. Hillary is the president. Why do you say that? Because she won the vote fair and square, and whether you want to agree with that or not, it ought to be your duty as an American to say, wait a minute. This election was put in place, and the person winning it was aided by a foreign agency and a foreign nation that's adverse to us as a people. We cannot have this. We need to give that election to Trump. So to Hillary. I'm saying, I'm not a fan of Hillary Clinton. Let's get something straight here. I'm not a fan, a supporter, well-wisher in any way of Hillary Clinton. Let's get that straight. But I am an American. I am a believer in the Constitution. I am a believer in justice. I am a believer that we ought to have a fair and equitable, and I believe that our elections should not be interfered by somebody outside the family, outside the nation, outside the borders of America. So, and that having been said, I want to ask you if you will unite with me this 4th of July to hold a protest in front of Trump Tower. I'm going to stand there in front of Trump Tower. If I can get a few of y'all to come and stand with me, we will stand and we will protest Trump's presidency as being an illegal presidency, and Hillary Clinton should be seated. Will you stand with me? It'll be on the 4th of July. We'll start here at the ATLAH World Missionary Church in the morning with a prayer meeting and a ministering of the Holy Eucharist. We'll then proceed down to the Trump Tower, which is only about 2 miles from where I presently sit. It's not that far from where I am right now. And we'll hold our protest, and we'll make known to the world on America's great day of independence that we need independence from Russia, that we need independence from this maniacal, pathological, degenerate tribulation Trump. We need to do this. And whether or not the Congress will hear us, we don't know. But we're going to ask the powers of heaven to shake up the Congress and to shake up America and to shake up the powers that be, that we might be able to have our voices heard, that America might be under the presidency that, of course, is the rightful choice of the people. Join with me. I'm asking you, make plans to be in New York. And if you want to come for the celebration in New York, it's a great celebration in New York. You can watch the Macy's Day 4th of July parade. We can get a place out on the river that evening and have a great meal there on the banks of the river and watch the Macy's 4th of July fireworks parade, the greatest that's seen anywhere around the world, and just have a great day together. And so we'll try to help you with housing and at least to find appropriate housing in various ways, and we'll provide shuttle transportation for you should you choose to come. But come on up here to New York. Come on up here, or come on over here, or come on down here, and let's do this together. A protest that Tribulation Trump is an illegal president, and the legal president ought to be Hillary Clinton. And I close my statements by saying this: I'm not a supporter of Hillary. I'm not doing this because I support her. God forbid. I support justice, and that is why we're calling for this protest. I'm James David Manning, everybody. I'm the Lord's servant. This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.